Yeah, I mean, I know though people get mad with what is it, Shigaraki versus Destro because Shigaraki's quirk was decay, but then he got mad fast
Right.
too. And I guess that wasn't because that was his quirk was not speed. So how did that happen? Because it's not like Naruto. Everyone's not mad fast, athletic, can jump and stuff.
The way I interpreted that was, I mean, this is my interpretation, like my personal suspension of disbelief, but the way I saw it was Destro's really big. He never, I mean, he was really quick, but it was more, when they displayed his speed, it was more in terms of unexpectedness as opposed to raw speed. Whereas Shigaraki, more human sized, has been training with Gigantomachia, escaping near death for 3 months straight, or almost 3 months straight. I can imagine him, being a lot more agile, as it were. But the depiction
Yeah,
was pretty intense.
they made it like when Rock Lee opens the first gate against Gaara or something. He's that fast.
Exactly. I don't know how a normal human gets that fast, but who knows?
That's what I was kind of bringing to because like everyone has their quirk, but they're all still like I guess regular humans as far as speed, strength, and all that goes.
Hmm. I mean, yeah, and a lot of it has to do with how it was depicted. It's kind of ambiguous in that sense because sometimes they look human speed, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, I guess I just the it's just the progression of the show. It is what it is.
For sure.
It's kind of like in Naruto, Kid Naruto, how they can only take a few punches here and there, but when they get older, they just take, a punch means nothing anymore. It's like a just a little slap or something.
Absolutely.
So it's always interesting to see how, I guess in animes, I guess physics and all that works. For are they just normal humans like us, or do they have one part of them that's maybe a little less human?
Yeah. I guess that's a point against my whole grounded in reality thing, but I mean, I still think it's dope.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I was just always interested though the Shigaraki versus Destro, how
Right.
Shigaraki got as fast as he can. But at the same time, once he starts going through that testing where he's constantly going through near death experiences, I guess that just helps amp stuff.
It must. I mean, yeah, I would guess so. How do you feel about the whole nuke strike, basically, that's about to happen?
Jesus Christ. I I, I want to see though when it's like when that thunder spear happened, I want to see if anybody like a quick panel of reactions like someone look up like what was that? Like with these missiles, I want to see reactions of other people if they can see what's going on right now. Like,
Absolutely.
like what the hell's going on up there? Is there a
Absolutely.
nuke?
It doesn't even have to be over Japan at this point. It could be over water, and you can see this explosion from where. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I want to see a wider scale now. Now that we've seen them too, and it shows just kind of them. I want to see it wider. Give me a wider view now of what's going on here.
100%. This is a perfect time to give us a citizen's perspective.
Yeah, for sure. And so I had a question. So who's your favorite character in the show?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm basic as hell. It's gonna be Shigaraki, just because like I mentioned about it, thing never seeing this stuff before. The villains getting this kind of a level up and this kind of development, I've never seen it before.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Like, because at the beginning, the sport, when they're in UA, he's kind of taken as a joke, and he's just, like you were saying, he's just a kid, even when staying. But yeah, more and more, he just progresses to, this villain now.
Yeah, and it felt earned. It felt real. Like he actually took the steps to get there,
Oh, for
and so
sure.
it really just made it. It was clean. It was nice and clean.
Yeah, I don't know if I've if I've seen a anime where you see basically the whole time the villain just growing as much as like the main protagonist. Like in
Right.
Naruto, I don't think I've really seen that or any others, to be quite honest.
And that leans in with how Horikoshi likes to throw in his parallels, because when you're able to write like that, it's easy to compare and contrast and foil and do all these little narrative something or others that really make things feel like they matter.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. And like you're saying, he earned. I mean, I could definitely see that. Stain first took the spotlight. Then once All for One is out of the picture, then over the Yakuza come and he has to overtake them. Then the Paranormal Liberation Front. So yeah, he's constantly have to go through these battles to earn like, hey, no, I am the main villain.
Yeah,
You guys are not.
yeah. And it's almost not even egotistical. It's like this is just what I want to do. It's not like I want to
Yeah,
impose
no.
my will on other people. It's like, look, this is what happened. This world doesn't deserve to exist because it doesn't function properly. And those are the best
Yeah,
kind of
no,
villains.
yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, my favorite character all time, just in anything. Even though I like Naruto's alright, but I loved Pain because I feel like Pain was the first villain where you start seeing the perspective that the good guys aren't actually all that good as you think. You know, like the Leaf were always seen as the heroes, but hey, I mean, the Leaf are the reason why the Hidden Rain is the way it is. You guys are
Right,
only as big as you are because you took away from all of us little nations.
right.
So I just love, yeah, when you get perspective and start seeing it from another side. Like the good guys aren't as good as you thought, and that kind of happens in my hero when you see Lady Nagant and how the hero commission worked and how she got to where she was.
Absolutely. I think Lady Nagant's whole arc there was the full maturation of My Hero Academia's world.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we definitely see the shadier side of things, and it's not all glit and glamour as we've seen.
Yeah, like I feel like I got a proper, like, okay, I understand this society now holistically, not just from what I've been shown, but like I can extrapolate and start to imagine what they're not showing me anymore.
Yeah, more or less too. It's just like, man, civilians are so dependent on heroes. Can they not do anything? You see, like this kid Shigaraki in the street. You have to wait for a hero to help him. You can't just do it yourself.
Well, when people are getting paid for it, that's how you think, right?
Yeah, I guess that is
How
true.
many times you see people picking up garbage on the road?
That yeah, you got a point. I mean, it's true.
And I guess that's where, like, yeah, that's why hero society sucks.
Just all dependent on heroes, and then I guess also Ochako brings up the thought like, when you guys need saving, the heroes are here. But when the heroes need saving, who's there for them?
Right. I guess that's why a lot of people are not so happy about how Deku is being treated too. Because if you're gonna address that level of like self care, then I don't know. But that's just my random thought.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, some things I feel just happen too quick and rushed, but it is what it is.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna reserve most of my judgments though until the end of the series, just because of the whole unpredictability factor. I really think this is the type of series where people aren't really gonna take it in properly for what it is until it's over.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of happened with Attack on Titan. It ended, and
For sure.
a lot of people did not take it too kindly.
Yeah. For sure.
Needless to say, apparently they're gonna change it, and everyone wants the anime to change the ending from the manga. But hey, that's a whole another can of worms.
Exactly. And it sucks because they had a year. They had a year.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's uh,
Yeah. Well, oh well.
but but yeah, you said your favorite character was Shigaraki. Mine, even from the get go, was Bakugo. And I know a lot of people did not like Bakugo the first few seasons. I think at this point everyone came to terms with him.
For sure.
But yeah, he's my favorite. And it's interesting this he's a jerk, but it's because of when you're a kid, if you're always praised saying you're like if you're athletic and you're always praised like, oh, you're gonna go, D1, be an NBA star, and
Yeah.
then some random kid who you never seen as like a threat to you ends up out of nowhere just being more athletic than you, it might show more promise. Yeah, it's gonna kill your ego, and that's kind of what like Bakugo and his mother kind of explains. Like, yeah, he's always been given praise because of his quirk that it goes through his head that he's better than everyone. But then, as more and more we go through the series, he gets humbled. Like when he sees Todoroki, he's like, "Oh my God, there might be someone stronger than me." And then he's constantly just getting humbled.
100%. I was definitely one of those individuals you're referring to that came around to Bakugo. I hated him in the beginning because he was so horrid. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's terrible.
for sure. But I mean, like now I'm at the point where I can 100% look back and like, all right, I see where this is coming from. I understand why. And with the added context of when you apologize to Deku, you can really see, you really get into his head when you rewatch the show and when you reread the chapters.
Yeah, of course. And even like when they're going for their provisional license exam retake, he tells the kid that you, because at this point he's been humbled so much, and he's really seeing it now that in order to be strong, you kind of got to see your weaknesses.
For sure. And I really love it too because like he's a top student and he's still getting humbled the way that he is.
Yeah, no, that is true. I mean, it was I never would have predicted though that Bakugo would have won the sports festival after saying he's gonna win. I thought for sure he's gonna lose.
For sure. Yeah, that was a blindside for me.
One thing I like that was done amazing in the sports festival was so in Naruto and the Chunin exams, I didn't agree with Naruto beating Neji and then beating Gaara. I loved how in My Hero how Deku lost to Todoroki. I thought that was a great move.
Absolutely. I actually have an idea for a My Hero video just trying to explain how like Deku has most of his wins taken from him throughout the series. He doesn't get a genuine W until he fights Muscular the second time. So like yeah, seeing him really go through the mud, especially in the sports festival, was really interesting and refreshing.
Yeah. And to be honest, I don't even know if I Deku versus Muscular Part 2 was all him because that guy did his earthquake move and then that kind of, I guess, his effects he felt later.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Like Deku already kind of noticed that, and then that's how he was able to get that easy blow on him like it was nothing.
For sure. Yeah. It's been fun watching him grow. I mean, it was frustrating at first because of that whole aspect of him always, just never getting the recognition he deserved, but you see how it frames him.
Yeah, and actually, even later, then he's become so strong, people almost scared him. Like they think he's like a partner of All for One, how he's multiple quirks.
And he like just literally doesn't care about recognition.
Yeah, no, yeah, just like Saitama.
Yeah.
But man, Black Whip is by far like my I'm so happy he got that as one of his extra quirks because when he's going through that kind of like crazy time, like yeah, he really looks like a villain when he has a Black Whip out.
I won't call it the best quirk in the whole story, but it's easily
No,
the
no, no. Of
coolest.
course, for
It
for
is the
Deku, for
coolest quirk.
I'm talking in terms of like Deku, the quirks he's getting right now,
No,
like
I agree.
float, smoke screen, like yeah, Black Whip. I don't know,
Yeah,
it's so cool.
personally, it's my favorite. Like, it's the coolest quirk that he has, in my opinion. That anybody has, in my opinion. There's lots to say about overpowered quirk and useful quirks. That one's just sick.
Yeah, I mean, at this point we've seen plenty of overpowered quirks. Like, and if they really if Shigaraki really wants to start stealing quirks, you better find Eri quick.
For sure.
He's forget just rewinding a person to non-existence. Just rewind the whole Earth back to like the dinosaur ages.
A lot of people, you know what? Now that you mention that, I do remember a theory about Eri using her quirk to revert things back to before there were quirks.
Really? Okay,
That's an interesting
that
theory.
just came in my head. Wow, yeah.
Yeah, that literally just reminded me of it.
Interesting. Yeah, Aries another one like kind of starting stripes. There's like probably a million applications and things you have to think when taking in consideration of her quirk.
Absolutely, and it's so dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, also kind of shows like with Aerie and just even the beginning with like 13 talk about it how your quirks are you gotta be careful with them because they could be used as weapons to kill people.
Absolutely, it's
I
like
mean, we
everybody
see
being born with a gun.
exactly. I mean, we see as a kid Kirishima when he awakens his quirk, and luckily he only cuts his eye open. But Shigaraki, when he awakens his quirk, he kills his whole family.
Yeah. Speaking of which, holy crap, so dark.
Yeah, no. And I think a lot of people will think the person who brought him to the house was All for One.
Yeah, he looks like him. He looks like him for sure.
Yeah, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but I think it does seem like that's the case.
Yeah, man.
So I don't know. I mean, we have another chapter coming next Friday or Thursday, right?
We should. Let me double check. I don't believe there's a break announcement this week. Yeah, there's no. I can't find a break announcement, so we should be good.
Oh, then great. Yeah, like I said, I give her 2 more chapters.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm cool with that.
Like I really hope he doesn't get the quirk because I just don't see what would be done to make things possible. I don't know.
I have no. He is not allowed to have her quirk. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. He's not allowed. It's no. You're not allowed.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Deku, even against terms of like All Might strength, but with also additional quirks, I just still don't see it adding up to be like as strong as Shigaraki with this application of New Order.
No way. That being said, though, I'm interested to see what Deku looks like in the squad. Like how I mentioned that they're a fully functioning hero unit. I want to see how Deku fits into that, as overpowered as he is.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, everyone at this point thing acknowledges that Deku is much stronger than them.
Exactly. He. It was hilarious watching all the memes before they actually had their showdown because everybody thought he was gonna beat the brakes off of Class 1A.
Yeah, I was in. So, did you think that when assume they actually did fight at that point in time where Deku was tired, exhausted, used all his quirks and whatnot? Do you think he would have beaten Class 1A?
Absolutely 100%. The only reason why he lost to the villain at the point was because he was too tired to think of a solution and he couldn't punch his way out because they were civilians. He could easily punch his way out of those kids if he wanted to, or just like he could have punched his way out of those civilians.
Yeah, I mean, they keep making Bakugo to be the same strength level as Deku, but at this point, I just don't know how Bakugo can compete with Deku.
I can't see it. I can't see it. Just off of his strength quirk alone, I don't see him being able to lose to Bakugo. Just off of the strength.
I thought that Class 1A might have a slight chance at that. At least if Deku was fully, he had his sleep, rest, and wasn't mentally insane, then yeah, I think Deku would wipe the floor with him. But at that point, how much he used his quirks or whatnot, I thought they might have had a little chance. I don't know.
They I It's easy to see that it's easy to see them having a chance. It's just from what I saw this boy do for how many chapters that he did it. It's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I see both ways. I'm just saying, at least at the situation that was given, they had a slightly better chance. Put it that way.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, so like I said, I don't know when the story is ending, but as of now, I'm completely hooked. And the introduction of Star Stripes, that really helped my workday. Made me excited.
Absolutely. I'm definitely here for it. It's shaping up super nice. Like I'm just really confident in the execution for the next few chapters.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you have any final thoughts?
Those are my final thoughts. I'm hooked. The final act is here, and I am securely strapped into my seat, waiting for the next chapter.
Same, pretty much same as well.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah. Hey, thanks. This is the Recovering Elitist, and yeah, this was a lot of fun, and yeah, just my hero as a whole has been pretty good so far. I don't know.
For sure. Appreciate you having me
Yeah.
on. 100%. It's really fun talking about this show. And yeah, if you want to get a hold of me, feel free to check me out on YouTube at The Recovering Elitist, Elitist and I on Twitter. And yeah, that's me.